Pelle, what's it like to have the confidence of your coach and your team to get to play in big minutes like this in a crucial game against a quality opponent? What does that feel like?
It feels good. It's all about the first kind of run. We have so many guys off the bench that can do that, play a whole game like this. So it's really anyone's day, and if you get off to a good start, they're gonna trust you and put you back in.
Do you know before the match how you used early, or is it something that come to the rhythm of the game? You're just still warming
up. Depends matchups and who's playing and stuff like that. But really, it's like I said, we have so many guys that anyone can do it, and it's really just you guys because it might be your night.
What are your impressions of Jimmy's night and those clutch passes from him?
Yeah, I mean, crazy. He's a really strong player, driving to the hoop and make really good plays, and really it's easy to play with him because he demands so much attention from the defense. So get to shoot open shots and cut open layups.
How much do you like working that baseline? Seems like any time there's a great ball, you find a way to kind of find an open slot, and credit to the guys for that.
Yeah, it's just the way I'm taught to play. If guys, especially now in NBA, a lot of guys have to play high to help because it's hard to guard someone one-on-one who's that talented. So that just opens up for us other guys, and our best players are really willing passers. That's the biggest thing.
What was the week like for you getting all that practice time with the teammates? Did you find even more of a comfort just getting an environment like that going into this game?
Yeah, it was good. A lot of competing. Played one-on-one, 5-on-5. So really we were, just trying to tighten some stuff up that we think we can really take us to the next level, offense and defense. So we've just been working on that.
A couple of tough ones in these similar situations, the Phoenix game, the Sacramento game. How nice is it to see precision at the end of regulation, with Duncan's perfect pass to Jimmy for the layup, and then you guys coming through at the end, Bam with the three, Jimmy getting to the line, and in this kind of situation, we may be reversing the way things have gone, except for that Minnesota game.
I mean, it's a big win for us. We just stuck with it. It's two great teams, duking it out. Runs back and forth throughout the whole game, ups and downs. We stuck with it, able to get stops down the stretch on defense, and then a couple big plays offensively to put us over the top.
What's it like to see other guys step up and have their moments? Pelle, Alec, maybe, just when you need a little bit more elsewhere to know there is a little bit more elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, we've been preaching it all year. Next man up mentality whenever someone goes down, and guys stepped up. It's a good win for us.
I thought the result was very similar, but how similar was that play that worked that pre-Jimmy after the one that worked in Minnesota?
It was very similar. Yeah, it was similar, definitely.
What was the conversation like when they defended it well the first time, they used the foul to give, and then supposed changing it in the timeout there? How much did the play change?
It didn't change really at all. We just swapped a couple guys around as far as the lineup of where everyone was standing, but it was the same play.
Was there any level of you guys just having to reset because there was some frustration at the end of it, thinking that Jimmy got an and one there behind you?
We were frustrated a little bit, but it was more just chaotic. We just needed to calm down and get back in the huddle, rally everyone, and then go back out and just finish the job in the overtime.
Bam, the three-point shot. You're stepping into them with confidence. In overtime, obviously, got that one that mattered a lot. The second one maybe a little off. But do you sort of feel now, one, that's more of the part of the team's offense, that if they're going to let you space there, you've got to space there? And how are you feeling now that you've made one, I think it's like 5 straight games now?
Even keel. Don't get too high. Don't get too low still. Stay with the preparation. Keep working behind the scenes.
Ben, can you just talk a little bit about the bench effort? Obviously, the starters did their thing, but guys like Pelle and Alec and then Jaime and everybody else, can you just kind of talk about that effort a little bit?
Man, they made their mark in the game. They impacted winning tonight. They hit some big shots, but it's the preparation that y'all don't see behind the scenes. Because, Alec will go from playing a lot of minutes to he might play spot minutes, and for him to be that professional all the time. Never get too down on himself, never get too up. It shows how he's lasting in this league. just because of his professionalism.
Bam, in the past, Dallas has really limited you guys in the paint, tried to push everything outside. They've crowded the paint a ton. Tonight, you guys got up 48 shots in the restricted area. Was that them changing the way they defend you, or were you guys overcoming their scheme and getting to the rim?
Nah, that's us just, trying to make an effort to get threes and layups. That's just our mindset, to get layups and threes, and we did that tonight.
How much was tonight you guys just feeding off the energy of Jimmy and just throughout the night, just the kind of the aggressiveness, getting to the line, all that stuff? How much did that just kind of open up things? Even the late shot, the three for you in the corner, was off him kind of shading help.
He's a smart player, man. He makes the right play all the time, and when it's all said and done, we feed off of that. We have moments where sometimes it's Tyler, sometimes it's me, sometimes it's him, and right now it's him, and we're behind that.
Jimmy, was this a game you just sensed again, almost like Philadelphia, you had to get into attack mode when you guys were sort of missing some stuff, right at the basket that you might have to do it the hard way?
Yeah, maybe. I feel like I got to start attacking more often whenever I'm aggressive like that, like the guys want me to be, like Spo's always telling me to be. It opens up a lot more for everybody else. So if I can spearhead that part of the offense, we good. Now I just got to figure out how to do it on the defensive side.
Jimmy, the past couple of years, we're pretty used to seeing Dallas send doubles your way, to seeing them flood the lane, to really trying to get the ball out of your hands. It seemed like things were different tonight. Was there a lot more space for you to operate and go to work?
A ton of it, which is good. Makes my job a lot easier. Guys are looking for me. I'm also looking for my guys for open shots. I like that freedom to be able to create, make some shots, and definitely get my guys involved.
Pelle's minutes have fluctuated through the first month of the season, but he obviously played a big role tonight. But what has stood out to you about him and what he can bring?
Who?
Pelle.
He just do everything. He really do. Like, he can shoot the ball, he can handle the ball, he can finish, he can guard. I think as the game continuously slows down for him, he's just gonna get more and more comfortable and better. It's really gonna be hard for Spo to take him off the floor. I like the way that I always see him in early, leaving late. And honestly, he reminds me of myself whenever I was younger in this league. He could probably shoot the ball a lot better than I could, though.
Jimmy, just your connection with Kevin, how much has that just been a big part of the offense, whether it's transition or half court? Like, how much do you feel you bounce off him?
Man, I love playing with K-Love. He's so smart. He's always looking to make the right play every single time. With him on the floor, so much space. And it's just like a head nod. And I know what he's thinking. He know what I'm thinking. We talk about it because, we're both one of the vets on this team. But the one thing that we always keep in common is the fact that we definitely want to win.
Jimmy, Tyler referred to the end of the regulation as kind of chaotic. Spo thought you got fouled on there. How did you handle, I guess, all the emotions of that after making such a key play?
Part of basketball. I'm just glad that we took this to overtime and won. Spo is hellified, I just saw that he got voted the best coach in the association, rightfully so, because he be locked in and he be studying and stuff like nobody I've ever seen. And he drew up something that was incredible. And I hate to say it, but Duncan made an incredible pass. Thank you.
So you had that first play called. It looked similar, but then they used the foul to give. Did you go back in the huddle and change the play very much when you came out to run it?
Yeah. Yes. Somebody to get open. These are really tough to get any kind of freedom onside out of bounds. Jimmy made a heck of a cut, and Duncan again with a great pass. It seemed like it was a foul. I don't know, but we'll definitely take it. They defended the first one really well. So sometimes you just need to be fortunate, and a great player has to make a great play. But Duncan was a heck of a passer.
Coach, could you talk a little bit about the bench? Obviously, Pelle and Alec really provided a huge impact off there. Obviously, the starters did their thing, but
yeah, I mentioned that in the locker room. It really gave us a boost again. we got off to a flat start, and then not only those two, but K Love played really well in his minutes, and that unit just gave us a great spark. I love the dynamic that they can bring. Jaime had some good moments in there as well. Pelle played so hard. He really played hard. Picking up full court, guarding bigger guys, throwing his body all around. He had an impact, for sure. And Alec, made some timely baskets. That's what this guy does. There was that one on the baseline where we were jammed up, and he just kind of did what he did earlier in his career. He used to be a shot maker, not just a three-point spacer or a catch-and-shoot guy. And that was a big shot, but he also just gave us some real steady play. I think the guys just also with K Love, they just love playing with him. He's going to glass eat, and all he wants to do is set you up for an opportunity, going the other way, and those are important advantage, opportunities for us.
Obviously, Jimmy, if he makes the free throws, a lot easier, but what does it say? This has been consecutive games now where he's slowed the game when you needed it, gotten to the line when you needed it, and been in full attack mode.
Yeah, what did we end up with? My glasses. How many free throws? 27. We had 20, though, in the first half. We were that's what, I want to see. You can't always – our guys work on free throws. We're a good free throw shooting team. We have good free throw shooters. It's just, sometimes you get into these little deals, during a season. But the more difficult thing is getting to the line, and, established a physicality in that first half. I think, 20-plus, attempts at the rim, 20-plus free throw attempts. That really allowed us to crawl back into it and, take a lead, just kind of control some things after we were down in the first quarter. And I think, if they would have called the game similarly in the second half, I think we probably would have had closer to, whatever. I'm not even, it was fine the way it was officiated. I'm just saying the aggressiveness and the intent, to not settle. And our three-point shooting game worked, in synergy with that. It's not one or the other. It has to be both. And this was a game where I felt good about both. And we just have to continue to build on that because that is winning basketball on that side of the floor.
The defense has obviously been trending in a good direction. There might have been stretches maybe it wasn't up to the standards tonight, but what did you like about the defensive effort overall?
Other than the start, I thought there were some really good efforts. We made big-time efforts. You end up in a one-on-one situation with Kyrie Irving. He's going to draw like a second defender. He's used to that. Drawing a third defender. And then now the ball, you're in a scramble situation. So many of those situations were created, from his greatness. So I like the efforts that we were making. This is a dangerous, explosive offensive team. At the end of regulation, we had them in a wheelhouse that was appropriate for us to be able to win, on the defensive side. And we'll just shore up, some of these things. The rebounding, still there were some key rebounds where we could have done that better. But the efforts are starting to get a little bit more consistent.
One more on Jimmy. There was a play late in overtime where I want to know about his processing speed. I feel like at this stage, there was a play where they kind of hedged over on Bam, and he kind of got 2 feet in the paint, hung in the air, got it to Bam, and it felt like he was just reading that the whole way from the start of the play. Like, when he's in that type of mode, what are you seeing from his process speed from maybe his first year in Miami to now? Has it even changed?
No, he has the highest percentile of processing speed when the ball is in his hands. That was there, our first year, and the uniqueness of how he does it. He can bring this rugged physicality, intensity, toe the line intensity, and slow everything down in the moments of truth. That's part of his genius. He's not just putting his head down and crashing into people and just 3 yards and a cloud of dust. He's reading wherever the rotation may slip up. That's the kind of thing that obviously great players like somebody like Jokic. he's doing it at a little bit of slower pace, but that's what he's doing. He's processing this. Oh, he's that move. Okay, this guy rotated. That's the next rotation, and he's just waiting until somebody comes open, or where you have to score. And that's a tough skill. Okay, thank you.